What if I told you that the biggest wealth transfer in human history is about to happen, and most people have no idea it's coming? Right now, 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day in America, and they're all trying to do the same thing at the same time: sell their assets, downsize their homes, cash out their investments. But here's the problem nobody's talking about. Who's going to buy it all? I'm talking about something economists call the Retirement Unwind Theory. And understanding this could be the difference between you staying broke forever or finally catching a break in this rigged economy. Because here's what's wild. While millions of retirees are desperately trying to sell their houses, their boats, their investment properties, and their stocks, the younger generations that would normally buy these assets, they're buried under student loans, credit card debt, and can barely afford rent. This is going to create the biggest buyer's market we've seen in generations, but only if you know how to position yourself. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how this works and how you can actually benefit from it. Okay, let's break down what's actually happening here. For the past 40 years, baby boomers have been accumulating wealth. They bought houses when they were cheap, they invested in the stock market during the longest bull run in history, and many of them own multiple properties, RVs, vacation homes, you name it. But now, they're hitting retirement age. And here's what most people don't understand about retirement. You can't eat a house. You can't pay for medical bills with a boat. You need liquid cash, cold, hard money to live on. So what do retirees do? They start selling. They downsize from the big family home to a smaller condo. They liquidate their rental properties. They start pulling money out of the stock market to fund their retirement expenses. This is the unwind. Everything they spent decades building up, they now need to convert into cash to survive. And remember, 10,000 people are doing this every single day. Now, in a normal economy, this wouldn't be a huge problem. Younger generations would step in, buy those houses, buy those assets, and the cycle continues. But here's where it gets interesting, and here's where you come in. Let me paint you a picture of the average millennial or Gen Z person right now. Student loan debt? Probably got it. The average is over 30,000. Credit card debt? Absolutely. Americans now owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. Rent? Through the roof. Wages? Haven't kept up with inflation for 40 years. Meanwhile, the average down payment on a house is now over $60,000 in most cities. The median home price is pushing $420,000. So you've got millions of retirees who need to sell, and millions of younger people who literally cannot afford to buy. This is what I call the capital crisis. And it's the most important thing to understand if you want to build wealth in the next decade. See, in traditional economics, supply and demand balance each other out. High supply, low demand equals lower prices. But there's a catch. Prices can only drop if there are people who can buy at those lower prices. If everyone's too broke to buy even at a discount, the market doesn't clear. It just sits there, stagnant, desperate sellers, no buyers, and that's exactly what we're starting to see in pockets of the economy right now. Look at the housing market. In some areas, houses are sitting on the market for 6 months, a year, even longer. Look at the RV market, it's absolutely cratered. Boats, same thing. Even the stock market is going to feel pressure as boomers start pulling out their retirement funds en masse. But here's where this gets really interesting for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another economic disaster I can't do anything about. But hold on, because this situation, it's actually creating one of the biggest opportunities for financial come-ups that we're going to see in our lifetime. Let me explain 3 specific ways you can position yourself to benefit from the retirement unwind, even if you're broke right now. First, understand that this unwind is going to take 15 to 20 years to fully play out. This isn't a crash that happens overnight. It's a slow, grinding shift in the market. What does this mean for you? It means if you can start building capital now, even small amounts, you're positioning yourself for incredible deals down the line. Every dollar you save now is a dollar that's going to have massively increased buying power in 5, 10, 15 years when desperate sellers outnumber buyers even more. Instead of trying to compete in today's inflated market, you're playing the long game. building your war chest while everyone else is over-leveraged and desperate. Here's something most people miss. Not all assets are going to unwind at the same rate. Luxury items go first. RVs, boats, vacation homes. These are already dropping in price. Why? Because retirees can't afford to maintain them on a fixed income, and younger people definitely can't afford them. Next will be investment properties and second homes. Then eventually, primary residences in certain markets. The play here? Focus on asset classes that are unwinding now with what little capital you can scrape together. A 5,000 boat that used to cost 30,000? That's equity you can flip or use. An RV you can live in to cut your rent to zero? That's $1,500 a month you can now save. Think smaller. Think creative. Think about what retirees are desperately trying to unload right this second. Here's the most accessible strategy, and you can start this literally tomorrow. Retirees don't just need to sell assets. They need help selling assets. They need people who understand Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay. They need people who can take good photos, write compelling listings, handle negotiations. Most 70-year-olds, they have no idea how to do this effectively. This is where you come in. Offer estate sale services. Offer to help people downsize for a percentage of the sale. Offer to flip items they don't want to deal with. I know people making $3,000 to $5,000 a month just helping retirees liquidate their stuff. No special training required. Just hustle and knowledge of online marketplaces. You're literally getting paid to have first access to undervalued assets while building capital for bigger moves later. Now let's zoom out for a second, because understanding the retirement unwind isn't just about making money. It's about understanding the entire economic landscape you're operating in. Your parents' generation had it easier. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. They bought houses for 3 times their annual salary. You're trying to buy houses for 8 to 10 times your salary. They retired with pensions. You've got a 401k that loses 20% every time the market hiccups. They benefited from an economy that was expanding. You're inheriting an economy that's contracting as the largest generation in history exits the workforce and starts selling everything. But here's the thing. Once you understand this, you stop playing their game and start playing your own. You stop trying to compete in an inflated market. You stop comparing yourself to where they were at your age. You start thinking strategically about timing, positioning, and patience. The retirement unwind is going to create winners and losers. The winners are going to be the people who saw it coming and positioned themselves accordingly. The losers are going to be the people who kept trying to buy at the peak, who stayed buried in debt, who didn't build any capital reserves. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, start tracking asset prices in categories you're interested in. Houses, cars, RVs, boats, whatever. Watch them over the next year. You'll start to see the pattern. Second, cut one unnecessary expense this week and start building your capital reserve. Even $50 a week is $2,600 a year. That's a down payment on opportunity when it presents itself. Third, look into estate sale businesses in your area. See what they charge. Realize you could do that. Then go offer your services. And finally, hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be tracking this retirement unwind in real time, showing you exactly where the opportunities are as they develop. The biggest wealth transfer in history is happening right now. The only question is, are you going to be on the receiving end, or are you going to miss it entirely? Subscribe and drop a comment below and let me know. What assets have you noticed dropping in price in your area? Let's start documenting this together. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smart out there.